Planet Dolan.
From having diarrhea on the sales floor to showing up to work naked, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the most embarrassing things that happened to us at work. I'm Paprika, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by SapphireCCWitch. Tolop once worked at a home for developmentally disabled people. One time, she was very sick with a cold and coughed a lot. The problem she had was that whenever she coughed or sneezed too much, she would pee her pants. It really came down to a medical issue she had. One day, she sat in a chair eating lunch. Just then, Tolop began having an epic coughing fit. She must have coughed for a minute straight. When it was over, she got up and realized that she peed through her pants and underpants. Her pee was all over her chair and the floor. Mortified, Tolop ran to get some Lysol wipes. She hoped that if someone smelled pee, they would just assume it was one of the people in the home. To this day, she still hasn't forgotten about it. Number 9 was submitted by Like a Boss 1206. Back when he worked at a gas station, Derek was helping a nice old lady when his drunk friend Nixium ran inside. He was half naked, wearing underwear and a backpack. He was screaming, "I came in like a wrecking ball!" Then he tripped and fell into the bathroom. Derek quickly gave the little old lady her change and said,
"You might want to leave. He seems crazy."
She left, and Nixium came back fully dressed, screaming, "I like noodles!" Then a couple came into the store, and he ran over to Derek, saying, "I'm wasted. Let's go get unwasted by getting wasted 2 times. That would work, wouldn't it?" The man looked at Derek and asked, "May I speak to your manager?" Derek said,
"I have no idea who he is."
Nixium yelled, "What do you mean? I'm your bestest friend in the whole wide world. Like, who else can get you drunk?" Derek yelled,
"It was only one time, bro, and all I did was reply to my own text."
Nixium then ran back into the bathroom. While Derek was getting the gas pump ready for the couple, Nixium ran out butt naked and screamed, "I came in like a wrecking ball!" before leaving. Although he got fired, Derek still laughs about it to this day. Number 8 was submitted by XDragonSlayer01X. When he was 19, Pringle worked as a host at a pizza place. On his first day, he was really nervous. He was so nervous that he began to get an upset stomach and felt like he had to take a big crap. He tried to stay focused, but when he looked up at the door, he saw a party of 17 come in. As a host, it was his job to seat them, but Pringle got so nervous that he farted. Hoping that nobody heard, he ran to the bathroom. He went into the public bathroom because the staff bathroom was occupied. He had to crap so bad that he forgot to lock the stall door. He let loose a bunch of farts and grunts. Suddenly, he heard footsteps, and someone opened the stall he was in. Pringle was so embarrassed because the man who had opened the stall door was one of the people in the party of 17. He looked up at the man while still farting. The man yelped and said, "Oh, sorry!" He slammed the stall door and left the bathroom. Not only did a customer see Pringle taking a crap, but he also saw his privates. When he went back out to seat the party, Pringle and the man gave each other an awkward stare. Number 7 was submitted by ElectronicResort. On her first day of her new office job, Froggy had to use the bathroom but didn't know where it was. So, she accidentally walked in on her boss having sex with one of her coworkers. She tried to run away but ended up slipping and falling on the floor, opening the door to her boss's office even more. At that moment, almost everyone in the office saw. They began laughing, not just at their boss, but at Froggy. At lunch, she had spilled some applesauce on herself and had a brownie in her back pocket. It looked as though she had pissed and shit herself. Number 6 was submitted by HattiePlayz. While her family was in Spain for a month, Doopy was asked to watch their store, which was a key-cutting place. One day, she was working at the counter when a grumpy man with a husky came in. The dog ran to Doopy, jumping on her. She picked it up as the man walked over. The dog ran to Doopy, jumping on her. Little did she know that the dog had peed on her white denim pants. The man looked down and began to laugh, screaming, "This young lady here pissed pissed herself! Doopy suddenly set the dog down and looked at her pants. Still laughing, the man went outside and shouted it again, making people rush into the store to see for themselves. At that point, Doopy was beet red and sunk behind the counter. For the rest of the month, she was mocked. Number 5 was submitted by Corn DBZ692. Hellbent was 16 when his parents signed him up for a youth labor program. He ended up working in a store with one of his friends, Spinal Palm. One day, when it wasn't busy, Hellbent went on a break. While on break, his mom and brothers came in. His mom said, "Oh, look at my baby boy. I remember when he was still in diapers. Poop, 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 poop." That's what he would always say, but now he's a grown man. Oh, the memories. The customers laughed for several minutes, including Spinal Palm. Hellbent was so embarrassed, and he never went into that store again. He still gets annoyed whenever any of his family members bring it up. Number 4 was submitted by HotRod1191. While Sid was working at his job one day, he had weird stomach pains. The pain was so bad that he rushed to the bathroom and ended up having explosive diarrhea. He was in the bathroom for about an hour before he felt better enough to get back to work. Then his boss told him to grab a package that had just arrived and put it on the shelf. Since the shelf was so high, Sid had to get a ladder to reach it. As he climbed the ladder, while customers and some coworkers walked around the area, diarrhea suddenly exploded from his butt. It went down the ladder and everywhere. Since that day, everyone at work makes fun of him. Number 3 was submitted by I Fucked Your Mom 111. Melissa once worked as a hairstylist, and one day she was cutting a lady's hair when she had to shit. So she said,
"Excuse me, miss.
The lady said, "Yes." Then Melissa said awkwardly,
I have to take a shit."
The lady replied, "A goddamn shit!" Uncomfortable, she said,
"Yes. May I?"
Then the lady said, "Yeah, sure, whatever, piss, shit, whatever, mate,"
Thanks.
said Melissa as she awkwardly ran to the girls' bathroom. When she was done, she walked back to her station but realized that she had forgotten to flush. Thinking nobody would notice, she continued to work on the lady's hair. Unfortunately, her boss went into the girls' bathroom and went into the same stall Melissa had used. Her boss came out and shouted, "Who took a big shit in the toilet and didn't flush?" The lady immediately pointed at Melissa, who got so nervous she shit her pants. Number 2 was submitted by Miss Suspicious Taco. Back when she worked at Godfather's Pizza, Ramona took a phone call on her first day. The customer on the other end was a cantankerous old woman who wanted to talk to the manager. So Ramona put her on hold, or tried to. Still learning the phone system, Ramona had accidentally put the woman on speaker instead of on hold. So while the old woman was holding, Ramona joked to one of her coworkers that the reason the woman talked to them in such a rude way was probably because her husband left her. The woman heard Ramona's comment and hung up. Nobody heard from her since. Number 1 was submitted by Diamine55. The night before working a shift at McDonald's, Gergak went out and drank with some friends. The next day, when he boarded to the bus to go to work, he sat next to a woman. He kept leaning his head on her, which she found annoying. When the bus stopped, Gergak got off, but it wasn't his stop. So he had to walk the rest of the way to McDonald's. When he got there, everyone laughed at him. He asked them why they were laughing. But before anyone could answer, Gergak looked down at himself. He realized he was completely naked. Embarrassed, he ran as quickly as he could. Gergak was fired the next day. Huge thanks for the folks over on our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What was the craziest way you ever quit a job? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below and you might be featured in a future countdown.
This video was made possible by our fans over on Patreon. Thanks for your support, guys.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye!